I'm Emma and I've got a 98 Honda Civic Coupe. I've always liked cars when I was little. All my family were more bikes and stuff, but I used to get all the Max Power magazines, all things like that. I guess it just went from there. I have owned a Seat Ibiza. That was my first car. My mum and dad bought me that. It was, I'd like to say it was tastefully modified, but it wasn't. It was awful. And then from there I got my Civic, which was a hatch. So obviously that spiralled then. I had that for a good few years. That got in an accident, so I ended up with no car and driving around in a Volkswagen Caddy. Volkswagen life wasn't for me, then went back to Civic. Since owning my Civic hatch, it was just something that I wanted to own. I loved that hatch, and then obviously because it got wrote off, it was also rotten, it was beyond repair. One of my good friends said that he knew where there was a Civic Coupe for sale, and if I offered some money I'd probably sell it. So instead of driving around in a Volkswagen Caddy that I hated, that's what I went for. So I knew how to paint, I'd done all that before, I knew how to do the bodywork. The engine side of things, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know where to start. My boyfriend, it did help me, but he left me and he said, you've got to take it out yourself. And obviously if there was things I didn't know what to do, I asked him and he'd show me. But I did take it all out myself, put it back in with him. I'd learned so much. There was so many tears and so many tantrums. Many times I really kicked off and said, I don't want to do this, but he pulled me back in and got me to where it is. But other than that, like, I've trapped fingers, I've cried, I've had a temper tantrum, stormed off, gone home, come back and sorted it out. People love it, they do. As I said, I didn't build it for anybody else, I built it for me. If people don't like it, I'm not really bothered. But when people do like it, it is one of the best feelings in the world when you see people looking at it, pointing at it, all little kids, and you think, hopefully one day I've inspired that little kid to go on and do what somebody inspired me to do, because as a little kid I used to look up to all them Max Power Saxos and things like that, and I'm now some little, and especially when it's little girls that buzz off it and stuff, because you've got to get women into the car scene and things like that because it's not enough. So but people do love it, and it definitely gets attention of people, and I think it's more the colour as well. When you're building your car, you're not on your own. You've got a lot of people, you might need parts, and there's a big community. You can ask on a car group and somebody will come to your aid and somebody will have that part. There was a part that I needed. It was the last piece of the puzzle to put in. It was an engine mount and I'd got the wrong one, and I put a post out and somebody from Exclusive JDM met me at a show and brought me that last part, and it meant that I could build my car. I was sobbing that morning, but by the afternoon I'd got my car built, and I was grateful for somebody having that part and being able to get it so readily through word of mouth. And the car community is, like I said, some of the best people, some of the best friends that I've ever made, some of the best memories that I've made, and sometimes it's all you've got going on them drives when everybody was in isolation and all you could do was, you know, basically sit in your car, but you could still go out and see your friends, and it was amazing. We weren't stuck in a house, you didn't feel alone, you've got all them people around you.